6 months into her new job, Megan, Virgin's head of comms, is in Florida to meet her maverick boss for the very first time.
Let me just see if that's them. Yes, it's him. Oh, here we go. Hi there, it's so nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Pleasure, welcome.
Thank you.
How are you getting on?
Very well, thank you, yeah.
In town for just an afternoon, Richard Branson is filming not 1, but 3 videos for different strands of his empire.
Hey, looking good.
He's actually doing a lot of filming here today. So he's doing some work with Virgin America and also Virgin Hotels.
A little down on the right, just a smidge.
He seemed in good spirits.
I think so. Yes. Yeah, I mean, he's jumping on a bed.
Still rolling. Quiet, please. We are rolling sound.
After 30 years, Branson, the airline's one-man publicity machine, is still banging the drum.
Do you enjoy doing things like this?
You know, well, we've got a team of people around the world, teams of people around the world creating some pretty exceptional things, and the least I can do is make a little bit of a fool of myself to put them on the map.
You don't mind making a fool of yourself?
I think making a fool of yourself occasionally is acceptable.
Entree.
How's it going so far?
Everything's going It's a very comfortable bed.
It looks very comfortable.
Although Branson no longer runs the airline day-to-day, his youthful exuberance still dominates.
I don't think you should ever grow up. I really believe that. Why should any of us grow old or grow up? Anyway, definitely none of us should grow up, that's for sure. Right, where are we going? Over here.
Yep, absolutely.
You met Richard Branson with his trousers on.
Yes, well, we're talking about being unconventional, having a first discussion with the president of your company in his pants is an interesting one indeed.
And action. Hello. Well, should I say well hello or just hello?
Whatever you're comfortable with.
Well hello. Sorry, I'm getting sensitive now. Okay. Well hello. Sorry, well hello. Sorry, I can't. Don't think about it.
Do you think Virgin Atlantic are maybe having a bit of a midlife crisis? Bright red lipstick, red high heels.
I think you've got to reinvent yourself all the time.
People ever say it's sort of dated now and maybe even a little sexist?
I'm certainly not worried about people accusing us of being sexist. You know, I mean, that's a very American thing. I think in Britain, we're quite happy that if our daughters look good, or if our sons look good, well, you know, why not?
Ruben is in charge of customer experience. Everything about the look and feel of the airline rests on his shoulders.
This is our wallpaper, but actually the wallpaper is a montage of past, present. You know, it's who we are. I mean, it's part of what attracts our customers to Virgin Atlantic.
Who's that with Richard there?
That's Pamela Anderson. So I think this was a route launch, and Pamela Anderson was dressed as our flying lady. So the flying lady that adorns the front of our aircraft.
Is that the sort of thing you're going to retain? Are you moving away from that?
We are trying to move away a little bit from some of that, maybe some of that sexiness, but I think that doesn't mean that we're looking to become boring, you know. We can be sophisticated without being boring.
Haven't you got a rather grand name for this area?
Well, this area here is our area of delight, as it's known. But, you know, we have a lot of these places in the office where people can kind of move away from their desks and meet up with other colleagues, and, you know, that's all part of how we come together at Virgin Atlantic and, you know, talk about stuff and get things done.
It's called the Area of Delight.
That's right, yes.
What's this over here? Can we have a quick look at this?
I mean, advertising is something that we've always been quite renowned for, and this is actually our very, very first advert from 1984 that you can probably tell if you look at the pictures of the Human League and Nick Kershaw.
How much was a flight to New York then?
£99. Areas of delight galore here.
Ruben is about to oversee the company's latest TV ad campaign, the first for 2 years. In previous ads, sexy cabin crew raised pulses and titillated travellers, all in the name of putting bums on seats. Now, Ruben thinks it might be time to try a different approach to reflect the airline's maturing years.
30 is a bit of a defining age. You know, we're not a teenager anymore. We're growing up, so I think we've got to look to the next 30 years and think about who we want to be when we grow up. So I think what we definitely don't want to be when we grow up is like everybody else.
Or the embarrassing dad at a disco.
Yeah.
Good morning, Virgin Atlantic. How can I help?
I am sincerely sorry that happened. I realize how difficult it was. You were coming off the long flight.
If Ruben is all about the company's future dreams,
Hi to Virgin Atlantic. How can I help you today?
here in Swansea they deal with its day-to-day reality.
Numb gums. Remember he said he had numb gums for like a month after he flew with us because he ate a sausage that was contaminated with industrial strength bleach? I don't think that we're ever going to be able to please absolutely everybody. You got 400 different types of people on board and somebody's always going to have something that they're unhappy about, something to moan about. So I said, okay, you can have the doctor's note. I didn't go to the doctor's. Okay, well, if you still had numb gums.
The customer service teams handle up to 8,000 queries a day, both good and bad.
Do get the occasional person who thinks that the hotel and a plane, it's not, it's a plane. Have you seen the advert with all the people that are like telepathic? I had one woman complaining that there wasn't any telepathic. I'm not even joking. She was like, in the adverts you say that it's almost telepathic service, but there's nothing like that on board. It's like, yeah, we got cabin crew, not magicians. Do you know what I mean? You haven't got Darren Brown serving you chicken or beef, you know?
You know, you had an expectation there and we didn't fulfill it, and I am sincerely sorry for that.
Do you have to be Welsh to work here?
No, no way, we take everyone. It does help if you're Welsh, though.
Yes, it was a call to just check you've received your luggage.
That's just economy, but there would be sort of other options if you want to look at this. Can I help you with today? Thank you very much.
Hi there, my name's Jodie. I'm calling from Virgin Atlantic in the Customer Relations Department. Okay, obviously it's in relation to the email that we've received from you just regarding the big surprise you were obviously planning for your future husband. Oh, I know. I feel absolutely terrible about it, so I just wanted to obviously... I've got a lady who has booked a surprise honeymoon for her husband-to-be, and basically, when she phoned us, she said, you know, obviously this is a massive surprise. Can you make sure that you don't contact my husband? Can you make sure that, like, nothing goes to him at all? And we've contacted her husband to let him know about a schedule change to his flights, which is a bit of a disaster. To be honest, I don't think I would have been quite as polite in my email as you were in yours, so thank you for that. Yeah, I'm just truly sorry for what happened. So obviously I wanted to do something nice for you to try and say sorry and try and come to a resolution. So what I'd like to do is send you £100 worth of vouchers each.
No problem. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
I don't think people realise we're not a massive airline, you know, like with British Airways, and they've got hundreds of fleet. Virgin's a small airline.
People overseas assume that we live next door to Richard Branson and that we got to go and knock on his house to go and get, like, a resolution.
I'm sorry?
I'm on the phone or something, they'll say, like, oh, you know, I want to speak to Richard Branson. Is he there? Can you transfer me to him? And I'm just like, well, to be honest, he doesn't really run the day. He does not really involved in the day-to-day running of the business.
What I'd like to do, if it's all right with you, just as, you know, a gesture of goodwill and to say we're sorry for what happened, is add 6,000 miles into your flying club account.
He's never even been here. I wish he would come here. I said last time, like, he has parties and stuff all the time, and I've never been to one.
What are you up to today, Tom?
Well, as little as possible, as always, but, you know, something got to make an effort.
For many employees, Richard Branson has been key to the airline's survival.
Richard Branson, in the last probably 50 years, has been as good a salesman as Britain's ever had. Created a lot of jobs, hasn't he? Whatever you say about the man, he's created a lot of work for a lot of people. And it hasn't all been success, is it? Certain things haven't worked, but You can't win all the time, can you, in life?
Everyone at the airline is banking on its future. But for Tom in the warehouse, it's soon to become part of his past.
No good looking back, is it? No good looking back. You can't do anything about that, it's only going forward. You know, I've got 10 months to go at Virgin Atlantic. I've got no regrets. I've certainly got no regrets about coming here.
You used to play for Crystal Palace, Tom?
Yeah. that was last century. Long time ago. Played against Spurs one day, on Boxing Day. Jimmy Greaves and Alan Mullery and all them sort of, you know, top-class players. And then the next day we played Chelsea at home and we got beat 5-1. So I know what it's like to run out of 50,000 people, you know. Unfortunately, I was 21 and I broke my leg playing at Rotherham. And basically that finished it all.
You're never envious of what might have been?
No, I'm not envious of anybody. The memories I've got, no one can take away from me.
Heathrow, Virgin Atlantic's front line. The airline flies over 6 million passengers a year, and the vast majority pass through these doors. With competition so tough, getting this bit right is crucial.
There's 40 Chinese passengers apparently somewhere. Who knows when they're going to show up?
它那些屏幕是黑色的，然后就是它2点45会关掉，所以要赶在那个之前。哦，就2点45分要
One of the main jobs here is organising the crowds.
I don't like to see a mess, as I call it.
Arigato gozaimasu.
You're seeing Man of the World.
Oh, you got to pick up a little bit. Vamanos is a good one for Spanish people. Come on, let's go. Bye.
It's pretty quick.
So efficient Japanese. They'll all go single file, they'll go through security, get out their things in order. It's like they're synchronised.
Despite best-laid plans, there are always surprises.
Very exciting. You don't know what's going to come of the day at all.
12 bags to check in total.
Lovely, thank you.
2 car seats, 1 crowd.
Obviously, the Lagos flight does present unique challenges, and it's normally surrounding the baggage.
It won't move. You need to get it down to 32, OK? Somebody wanted to check the goldfish on the plane for free, and I think they probably would have done it as well. None of us caught them. But yeah, you get some really strange ones.
Well, probably the most unusual one that I saw was an actual car engine.
He opened his back, he had a microwave in there.
Yeah, fridges.
You know, literally the kitchen sink, they do bring kitchen sink.
Huge tellies.
Wheel tyres.
Huge car bumpers.
I just got a crab. She was going to Hong Kong.
A crab?
A crab.
You can't take a crab on board.
No.
Where's it coming in from?
Vancouver.
With passenger demands being dealt with front of house, out on the tarmac, engineer Paul is part of the team working round the clock, keeping the planes fit to fly.
Doing a walk around of the aircraft, making sure there's been no damage during the flight. And don't forget, she's been in the air for well over 10 hours, so she's flying to about 38,000 feet.
With just 38 planes, one of the smallest fleets in long haul, they've got their work cut out.
You guys can't just replace a plane like other airlines. You haven't got enough. No, we don't have one sitting in a hangar, or, you know, a spare one sitting on the apron somewhere that we can just drag over. Yeah, I know.
Typically, Paul and the team have just a few hours to sort any problems.
It's very important, consider you've got to land an aeroplane which is weighing, what, around about 200 tons. It's herring down the runway at about 160, 170 miles an hour. You need a lot of stopping power, and that's what these are part of. Towards you, that's it.
If a plane can't be fixed in time, it doesn't fly.
We deliver, I think, a top-class service on perhaps not without the resources that someone like BA. It's a bit like a football team. And Man City got all that money, to get all these players, but they don't always produce.
Who would you be? Ipswich Town?
Always Ipswich, sorry.
Nearly 5,000 miles away, near Seattle, the company are about to make a new signing that should promote its fleet into the Premier League. This is the Dreamliner 787, the airline's first. With 16 more on order, this flashy fuel saver will replace nearly half its fleet and should start saving millions.
That's the plane. It's being prepped now for us to fly out of here today. So finally going to get the keys for the aircraft.
Do you get keys?
No keys, and just metaphorically, you get keys. If they were keys, they'd be very expensive keys.
Having waited over 7 years, a select few have been sent out to ensure the prized plane's prompt arrival back in Blighty.
Can't wait to just get on her.
Really?
Get her home. It's over there. I'm on the verge of getting on it. Yeah? Gives it away.
With enough seats for 264 passengers, today, just 31 of the airline's staff are on board.
Nice to see you.
Yes. Hello.
After premium, please, with you.
Oh.
Straight down.
Only premium?
Yes, please. You'll manage. Thank you for our lovely plane. She's very gorgeous. See you later. Thanks a lot.
Matt wants the plane to be in tip-top condition when it lands.
She made a mess.
Not me.
She made a mess. Phil, she made a mess. But I'm just aware that we've got a lot of, the leadership team coming on, and I want them to get that wow, as well as other people that are going to come on as well. And I don't want rubbish on the floor. So, but I do want sexy lighting, which apparently we've got.
Designer Nick has got until they land to perfect his innovative new lighting before his bosses see it. Currently, it's having an unfortunate effect on the cabin crew blouses.
Were they saying the ultraviolet made their blouses see-through?
That's what Lisa just said, yes.
You're like in a disco. It makes everyone quite white.
It's a winner.
What happens when we land? So when we land, we do hit the ground running. People are going to get onto the aircraft fairly swiftly. Obviously, these are going into service in about 18 days, commercially. And there's a lot of training flights that need to be done by then.
Back in the UK, the first person to impress upon touchdown is Chief Exec Craig, who's yet to see the plane.
I think for this company and this airplane, this is a particularly momentous occasion, and one that I definitely had to be a part of.
The acid test when we land, is Craig coming on board?
Yes, he is, yeah, and I think some of the exec team will be with him as well. Fingers crossed we do get some sunshine down there, because we want the aircraft to look great from the outside as well.
Also awaiting the arrival, plane spotters Martin and Ray.
Big day?
Yeah, very big day. Yeah, come down especially to see the 787, yeah.
I live locally and the Virgin was on delivery, so I thought I'd come and get a picture of it when the sun comes out, if it ever does.
This kind of looks pathetic. Our welcome party is huddled under umbrellas. There's only like 10 of us. It's like the biggest event in the company's history. We got 3 people out for it.
A top tip when it comes to spotting a new plane, leave it to the experts.
No, it's the wrong colour, it's blue.
That could be it.
Wrong colour.
Red is what we're looking for.
So the boat is just going downwind at the moment. It's just over Balcombe. Should be here, weather permitting, in about 5 or 10 minutes.
Another memorable day in the aviation world.
With the arrival of the Dreamliner, the airline's most precious new commodity, the future has finally landed.
Absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Worth getting soaked for.
Why'd they drench the plane?
It's like a tradition to, like, christen a new aircraft.
Look at the weather. What have we done? Have we got anyone coming to meet us or anything, or?
Like who? The whole world tour, I think.
Oh, God. OK, lovely.
Welcome! Would you like to come on board?
Out the
and try it out. Don't drip.
I gotta take my shoes off. Congratulations, everybody. This is awesome.
A little bit.
My shoes appear to have shrunk in the rain. Right.
I took my shoes off, as you... Yeah, I'm not getting this. This is too beautiful.
There's a lot of people on my plane.
Fantastic.
It's the future.
Girls, what do you think?
There's water everywhere.
If I could have everyone's attention for just a second. Today is a birthday. It is the birthday of Birthday Girl. And I think I'd like to say a toast to the future of Virgin Atlantic, led by this airplane. Hear, hear, Birthday Girl. Cheers.
Now they've got their plane, it's time to start selling it to customers. In West London, Ruben is meeting up with a team who are responsible for the new ad campaign.
They've been working quite hard over the last few weeks, and so today is kind of the first reveal of the stuff that they've been working on. It is a big deal, yeah. I mean, our marketing and our advertising is quite iconic, and I think it's about moving us forward a little bit.
You're not going to lose the sexy girls.
Well, I don't know, we'll find out today, but I think, you know, maybe that's part of evolving a little bit.
Okay. So the central character is a young Amish guy, and he's dressed very traditionally, and he's got a beard, but this being advertising, were you to dwell on him for a second, you'll see that there's a good-looking guy underneath all of that. So that's going to be there. Just put a steelomatic together, again, to give you a kind of vibe of the story. We're in a small American dusty town, and he's standing outside a farm equipment store, and he's holding a tatty old suitcase. And he's staring at a second-hand tractor.
When you're going into these things, how do you stop these ideas sounding too pretentious?
Do you think they sound pretentious?
And then at that moment, something is reflected in the store window, and we cut and see that it's a Virgin Atlantic plane. He looks up at the plane, and then he looks back down at the cash in the suitcase. And a super comes up that says, "Life doesn't come to you, so go to it." And then we cut to an amazing shot, the Virgin Atlantic plane flying through the sky. Virgin Atlantic, let it fly.
Well, in terms of when the first idea was about the Amish.
Yeah.
What went through your minds?
This is wrong.
That was the first idea we saw, and I was just hoping that it was going to get better.
Okay, so obviously we've given you one story, Let It Fly. This next one, Oh, the Places You'll Go. This is about the greatness that exists in all of us and about inspiring and provoking our consumer to go seek it out and then let it fly.
Things aren't going brilliantly, but the ad team are banking on their second idea doing the trick.
So it begins. Congratulations. Today is your day. We pull out to see it's Benedict Cumberbatch dressed in a dressing gown in a plush London apartment.
Is there a danger that things can come across as slightly pretentious?
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's always a danger. You know, ultimately what we're trying to do is tell people why they should come and fly with us. You know, that's what marketing's about at the end of the day.
They have a slightly different pace to them. It's not an accident that they're first and second.
Why, you've got an even better one for the third.
Okay, so in this commercial, voiceover says, "So, you've got an idea for a film. Let's make it happen. But now, you need to sell it. So get on a flight to LA. Not any flight. We see the Virgin Atlantic plane mid-air.
Finally, a simpler idea pricks Ruben's interest. How to follow your dreams by hopping on a Virgin flight.
Next, you need to practice your pitch. We see the barman expertly mixing a drink at the bar. He'll do.
If I'm honest, I was quite nervous before we went in there because, as I said to you before, there's a lot riding on this. They showed us 3 possible options, and I think we've landed on one where I think, you know, we're pretty excited about it. What you won't see in this ad is a big crowd of cabin crew walking through the airport, which is perhaps what we've been synonymous with in the past.
So we thought what's really fun about that was that you could do business and you could have leisure stuff, and then you could go, right, actually, this same energy and approach, if we're talking about a trip, you don't have to tell the story.
Well, why was this number 3? What does that mean?
Because it was their best one.
Because, I mean, it's the third. Third is the favourite.
We've probably got 8 weeks to get this done. Yeah, from the scripts you saw today to having something finished.
There's a lot of work to do between now and when we start going into production, but and it will evolve, but I think I'm confident that we've got something that's really going to work.
How are you going to get the sexy cabin crew in?
Flavours out of the skins. So you've got 5 weeks more sugar to get in there. So they're going to be tart. So this is about the acidity that we want.
Customer experience guru Ruben has given the green light on the airline's new ad. Now he's turning his attention to the in-flight entertainment.
This is the product that we would propose as being most appropriate for the lower pressure 787.
Their new plane might be posh, but there are urgent changes afoot in the bubbles department.
The cabin pressure on a 787 is lower, so it has an impact on the bubbles for the champagne. And so we're looking particularly for a sparkling wine where the bubbles will maintain their fizz for longer, which will work very well on board the 787.
This is a really good English sparkling wine. It's got a really nice bouquet on it.
These things are important to take into account. You know, you can taste something on the ground that can taste very different in the air. You need to sit against us.
And then it goes right.
Typically, we carry about 30 bottles on each one of our flights. Works out roughly about 100,000 bottles a year of champagne.
That sounds quite expensive.
It's what our customers expect. It's an important part of the upper class experience. We've actually decided to go for the Meon Hill Reserve, which was the first one we tried, actually. You know, another tough job, but we're going to have to take this up in the air and see how it works up there as well. Very nice.
This is an emergency. Evacuate, evacuate, evacuate.
Open your seatbelts! Get out! Leave everything behind! Open your seatbelts! Get out! Leave everything behind! Stand back! Help people to their feet!
All right.
With the new Dreamliner due to enter service in 2 weeks, cabin crew training is going full pelt on the replica rig. Safety training manager Matt can't get enough of its flashy features.
The other thing that L1 has, the FSM, is the emergency lights. we need to get at least an aircraft's amount of crew done before the aircraft flies, so that's about 150 that they all basically need. Yeah. And then we'll be doing these courses for the next 2 years.
Get out! Leave everything behind! Open your seatbelt!
It's so simple, honestly. This is why this aircraft, she's gorgeous, but she's also simple. OK? Obviously, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with gorgeous and simple. Happy? Super. Having a lovely time? Of course we are.
On the real Dreamliner, Ruben's managed to snatch a precious few hours to shoot a scene for the new advert.
It's really exciting. I mean, this is always a big deal for us when we film our ads. It's a big part of who we are. But yeah, we're all slightly nervous as well because we've got very, very little time to do it, and we've booked our slots on TV. Needs to go out on the 3rd of January regardless.
So it's quite a big deal.
It is a big deal, yeah.
So it's got to go right.
It has to go right. We've only got one shot at this.
2 busloads of cast and crew are tasked with making 7 seconds of a 60-second commercial before the plane's needed elsewhere.
Guys, all of you guys sit on that side, cross over and sit on that side.
Yeah, we have got filters in. I'm just,
They're not going to bang the plane around.
I'm a little bit nervous about the scratching and the bumping. Without giving too much away, it's basically our guy is going to pitch an idea in the States, and it's all about how our product helps you arrive in the best shape and ready to do whatever it is you want to do.
The advert is trying to take the company in a new direction. Still high-end, but without the high heels.
I'm an actor playing barman. That's the extent of it. Yeah.
Do you have to speak?
Yes, I have to respond. I'm the point at which, like, the world around the inner voice becomes aware of the inner voice and responds to it.
This sounds quite deep.
Yeah. It's abstract. Yeah.
And what's your role today?
Lady at the bar.
A faceless character on an important business trip meets various people en route, from fellow passengers to the resident barman.
That's the principle of it, anyway.
This might be a slight departure from what we've done in the past, but then, you know, we're always looking to change and to move on.
It doesn't sound that
Exciting.
You're an airline.
They won't be bored with the ad. The ad will have a lot of energy, it will have a lot of pace, it will be exciting.
Well, it needs to be like it would be when the plane is airborne.
I think that doesn't take away from that sense of trepidation and feeling a sense of responsibility. Even internally within our business, people wait for this. They wait to see what the next ad's going to be.
Do you think this ad is enough? Do you think this ad will work?
It has to work.
For the final scene of his new ad, Ruben's in a school hall in Budapest, Hungary. The former communist country is now a hotspot for film shoots. An army of carpenters have built a set of epic proportions. The ad's faceless hero is pitching his idea to an assembly of world leaders. Well, kind of.
Like it?
That's amazing.
Well, now everybody looks at the camera.
The whole UN.
It's not the UN.
No, it's not.
It's the...
Members
it's
of
the 68th conference of something or other.
68? Is that significant?
No. It's just...
Better than 69?
It is, yeah, precisely. That would have been the old version.
And serious. No smiling.
Now.
Are you confident that people watching that will go, I'm going to fly Virgin?
It'll all come together. This is one scene. So I realise if you look at this, it's a bit difficult to understand why this is going to make people buy tickets. But in the overall story, when it comes together, it will look great. I keep telling myself that.
For this sequence of just a few seconds, 140 international extras have been drafted in.
Where are you ladies from?
I'm from Liberia.
You live in Hungary?
I live in Hungary.
What's your role today?
I'm a Russian ambassador. Yes.
Do you know who the advert is for?
No, I don't know the company.
Do you know the company that you're making the advert for?
Maybe a rich man and he has an airplane.
There may be a huge cast, but Chicago-born Stephen is the only extra with a speaking role.
Okay. Well, should look like a very dignified UN delegate. It's one of the important parts.
Representing the Congo means Stephen has to perform in French.
And does he speak French?
He's French. They're
I
saying
think he's American.
subtitles.
Yeah, but he's American.
Oh, but I think he speaks French. I hope he speaks French.
No, it's being fed it. The French speakers feeding in the lines.
Right.
Oh my God, that's...
Just the he seems very nervous when he's delivering his line. What's he got to say? Zinky Siklunda. Who is this clown?
Same thing, smaller.
Angry's easy to get to, annoyed is a little bit harder as an actor to get to. Yeah.
Even smaller.
He's supposed to be mildly irritated by this kind of nobody that's come in with some, rubbish idea, but not angry. He's supposed to be sort of just slightly bored and mildly irritated.
Too angry, just mildly annoyed, all right?
I can't watch it anymore. It's making me...
I've got maybe 100 reactions in the can now, so... And I've got everything from a raise of the eyebrows to when it's...
over-egging it. OK.
I promise there's something you can trust me on. We've got everything that we need to make it work.
OK.
And action, 3, 2, 1, now!
With one Dreamliner plane and a mass of international dignitaries all filmed and finished,
It's a wrap, everybody!
the new ad is in the can.
I think there's always going to be some hairy moments, you know, that you get nervous about, but the team are all behind this, and I'll share the blame if it all goes wrong.
While Ruben hopes the new commercial will herald a bright new future, in the warehouse, Tom is preoccupied with the past.
Right. Got some 10-year awards, I believe.
10-year awards?
Yeah, I'm just going to see the young lady in the office, see if she's got it all ready.
What's a 10-year award?
After you've been here 10 years, you get a lapel pin. There you go. Thank you very much.
How many have you got there?
I was about 6, 7. How many do we do?
20 odd a month, usually,
Yeah.
something like that.
Quite a lot. 600, 700, 800 people, at least.
Yeah.
Where's your 10-year badge?
Well, do you know, I'm too busy working. I don't want to lose it, so I keep it at home.
Keep it in a special drawer?
Oh, yes. With me socks and me pants. Going forward. What I've got to pick is a 10-year signed card by Craig, 9 of, and 10-year award pins, 9 of. Coming down. There's the card. Says it all. Congratulations on achieving 10 years service with Virgin Atlantic. Your commitment and loyalty over the years has been much appreciated. Here's to the next 10. Craig. How's that? There's your 10-year award. Says something about you, doesn't it? You know, the brand, well, the brand and everything.
How does it make you feel?
Well, you feel a little bit appreciated, don't you? You become part of it. It gets in your blood. I could never, ever see me working for anybody else. Seriously, I could never see me. For the last 18-odd years, I've been happy. Financially, it's not the shrewdest move I've ever done. But, you know, I'm not really money-orientated. When I come here, I thought, well, you get looked after. And you do get looked after. And, you know, the older you get, it becomes more important.
The new Dreamliner plane has been flown to Atlanta, home of Virgin's new partner airline, Delta. Richard Branson is the guest of honor. The airport is hosting a press conference on its tarmac, the busiest in the world.
Thank you. Great.
It's a bit loud.
In the past, we've talked about with Heathrow the challenge of slots there, and there aren't enough slots.
The important thing with Virgin Atlantic is everybody likes to have fun, they like to enjoy their flight, they like to be entertained. I knew British Airways would do something like that. No, that's not British. Someone tried to drown out our words. And I'm going to hand over to Craig, who magnificently steers this airline through thick and thin. Thank you.
The last 12 months. Actually, that would be very helpful.
We've got these new uniforms. Come up, girls. Come and show off your uniforms. What do you think? Pretty good? All right, do a twizzle. Not bad, not bad, not bad. We'll get arrested in America for doing that, but we're allowed to do that in the UK. Anyway, we finished the questions. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming. This way. Okay. Oh, that sound quality was tough.
For the first time, Branson can see if the new $300 million plane is up to scratch.
Have you seen how the windows work, for example? One of the really neat features of this airplane. So you can change the brightness.
Oh, that's a great idea. Oh, gorgeous.
These two panels here are dynamic, so behind there's about 50 LEDs each in each panel. It's pre-programmed, so they can just hit the different scenes.
Every single little detail is magnificent. So, all right, gonna give him a hug. Come on, big hugs, big hugs, big hugs, and a kiss. Yeah, sorry. I mean, that's one of the downsides of working for Virgin. Let's go and see the crew rest. I'll let you get to the top. Goodbye. This is the crew rest area. They get the best spots on the plane.
A little bit of a novelty, and it's again, it's just nice to be like horizontal.
Have you ever slept up here, Richard?
Let me think. In 30 years, no. I think my wife would kill me if she found me sleeping in the crew rest area. I've just worked out that I've been married 30 years. The airline's been going. No, I definitely haven't.
You've got a lovely bar, but probably quite a pricey bar. Why don't you just put more seats in?
The airlines that offered nothing for the passengers except for seats are the ones that have disappeared. So when accountants say, take out things like the bar and put 4 extra upper class seats in, it'll make the airline 50 million, more. It may be in the short term, it will. In the long term, we just become like any other airline. So we just mustn't let the accountants win.
Why?
Because if you're a smaller airline, you've got to be the best. And if you're not the best, you don't survive. If you are the best, you do survive.
Do you think you've got another 30 years in you?
The airline definitely has. Whether I have, we'll have to see. I'm doing my best.
The latest company figures have just been announced. And after years in the red, the colourful airline is back in the black. Just. But only time will tell if its long-term future is bright. For straight-talking Tom, after nearly 19 years at the company, retirement is on the horizon. And he's getting all philosophical.
Are you optimistic about the future?
Yeah, next 6 months, I reckon I'm all right. For everybody else, I'm not quite sure, I'll be 65 in 6 months, I can, que sera then. But, yeah, I think this future will be all right. I think it will. Anyway, can I go now? Yes. Do some work?